Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with a PSA, a public service announcement. I'll be dealing with active listening. PSAs, when I do them, I usually do them on a Sunday. We're going to talk about active listening. Today I want to talk about a skill that's often overlooked in our bustling digital-centric world, the art of active listening. In a time when technology seems to have taken the forefront of communication, it's easy to forget the profound impact that genuine, attentive listening can have on our relationships, both personal and professional. It's very important. And people get caught up because they don't listen. They don't. I've been guilty of it occasionally, but I try to listen, to what people are saying to me. But I miss stuff sometimes. Imagine a world where every conversation was not just an exchange of words, but a true connection between individuals. That world is not beyond our reach. It begins with active listening. Active listening isn't just about hearing the words someone is saying. It's about fully engaging with them, understanding their perspectives, and emphasizing with their emotions. One of the greatest gifts we can give to another person is our undivided attention. And I believe that a lot of times, Some people are, don't always want to be involved, but some people do want to be involved. We're validating their thoughts and feelings and creating a safe space for open communication, when we genuinely listen. Whether it's a friend sharing their struggles, a colleague presenting an idea, or a loved one expressing their joys, active listening fosters deeper connections and stronger relationships. And don't just go off criticizing people when they're giving you their opinions always, we don't always have to react to what somebody's saying to us. We could just listen, In the professional realm, active listening is a cornerstone of effective leadership and teamwork. When leaders actively listen to their team members, they gain valuable insights, foster trust, and inspire loyalty. I think when you're communicating with the people around you, it enables you to get, to establish a closer bond with people. When you have to be around them all the time, it's best to try to be able to get along with them, Likewise, when team members actively listen to each other, collaboration flourishes, creativity thrives, and productivity soars. Active listening isn't just a soft skill, it's a strategic advantage in today's fast-paced, interconnected world. People need to do more of that, We need to do more listening, Not just talking to be heard, But active listening isn't just about the words spoken. It's also about what's left unsaid. It's about picking up on the subtle cues, the tone of voice, the body language, the underlying emotions. It's about listening not only with our ears, but with our hearts. By tuning into these nuances, we truly understand the deeper meaning behind the words and respond with compassion and insight. And I do listen to people when they say something and I didn't hear them, or if I didn't understand it, I say, can you repeat that for me? And then if I hear it again and don't understand it, I'll say, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Do you mind explaining? Can you explain it to me a little more so I can understand what because I want to understand what somebody's saying to me. Now you might be thinking, but isn't active listening time consuming? Isn't it easier to just nod along and wait for our turn to speak? That's what gets you into trouble. Especially if you have to rely on other people, for certain things to get done, or to, we can't always just be talking over people. We can't be just always dictating to other people without allowing them to talk. You want to hear what people have to say, so then you can figure out what kind of people they are, and then you can be able to also decide how you want to interact with them, by listening. Because people will tell you eventually, you know, who they are and what they're about, you know, by just listening and watching. Eventually, if they're not showing their real selves, time will show who they really are. But if you just, you know, if you just listen more, you know. While it's true that active listening requires time and effort, the rewards far outweigh the investment. By truly listening, we can avoid misunderstandings, resolve conflicts, and build bridges across divides. We can foster a culture of inclusivity where every voice is heard and valued. Now I'm going to give an example. When I would talk to my sons when they were coming up, when they were little, and I would explain things to them. And after I talked to them, I would say, do you understand me? I didn't want them to say yes and didn't understand me. I gave them the opportunity to say, no, I don't understand you. So that would give me an opportunity to make sure I tried to explain it in a manner that they could understand, so they would, you know, could do whatever I asked them to do or not do. And I've told people in many videos, I only told my sons one time. And when I told them one time, I would have them in front of me, standing in front of me. And I'd look them in the eyes and ask them, do you understand me? And I would expect a yes or no. Because then they didn't have an excuse. If they said, yeah, okay, well, you don't have an excuse. And if they said, no, I'll explain it. You don't have, I'm going to make sure you understand me. In closing, let us remember that the power of active listening lies not just in the words we hear, but in the connections we forge. Let us strive to be not just hearers, but active listeners. And there's a difference. There's a difference. To listen with our ears, our minds, and our hearts. For in doing so, we can build a world where understanding replaces judgment, empathy triumphs over apathy, and connections transcend boundaries.